So there are a lot of conspiracy theories going around about COVID-19, and this morning I woke up to another one, and I want to talk about it. What is up, you heathens and demons, you sinners and saints, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to The Rage. This is The Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi. Today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and how a lot of right-wingers seem to think that, this was all planned. First, gotta send that shout out to my patrons. You guys are the shit. If you would like to become a patron, if you would like to see every video I put on YouTube before it goes on YouTube, link is in the description below. Also, for my patrons, new behind the scenes is coming. I just have to edit it. Alright guys, so last night before I went to bed, I saw this really weird conspiracy theory. The person tried to say it wasn't a conspiracy theory, but it's definitely a conspiracy theory that's going around, and that is that COVID-19 was planned and that there's solid evidence for it. Go look at Event 201. And I promised I would look at Event 201, so let's check it out.
These epidemic events are getting more and more disruptive to health and to economy. And the reason we called it Event 201 is we knew eventually one of these days, one of those events would be the big one.
Alright, so in October of 2019, 2 months before coronavirus would be discovered in China, this group hosted a scientific simulation about a worldwide panic and what response should be, how we would respond if we were ready for pandemic. And they used coronavirus as their source disease for this simulation. And people are all up in arms, mainly Trump defenders trying to defend the fact that he totally dropped the ball on this. They're saying that impeachment was a distraction and that somehow some worldwide government maybe put out this virus to, take over the world. I don't know what they're going on. The whole premise of it is just really ludicrous because Trump's been in office for 3.5 years. He would have allowed that to happen. He's the most powerful man in the world. I don't see how they can justify this in their minds as some kind of justification for how Trump handled this pandemic, but they do, and they're putting this out, and we have to fight against it. So let's check out a little bit more.
And that big one would really challenge our capacity to respond. And to respond to the big one, we do need to have all hands on deck. Participants are confronted by a hypothetical scenario that presents to them the challenges of a response. So we will say, here's a hypothetical disease outbreak. This is the way it might be evolving. And these are some of the challenges that you'll see that you'll have to address to address the disruptions that you're seeing to your healthcare system or to your organization.
All right, y'all. So in that clip, they're talking about their response. They're trying to find out about response time, if the world's ready. You should not watch that and say, this is proof that they knew about COVID-19 before. If anything, you should watch that and say, hey, we should have been doing that a long time ago, not 2 months before a disease happened to hit. Now, I understand it's hard to believe in coincidences, but you would also have to believe that there's this worldwide government trying to kill off a percentage of the world so they could take over. You would also have to basically be admitting that your golden god, it's mostly Trumpers that are believing this shit from what I've seen. You would have to believe that your golden god is inept and allowed this to happen. The most powerful man in the world allowed that to happen. And you just have to have this very negative view of humanity, I think, to think that people literally want to kill millions of people across the world so they can take the world over. I mean, it's very Hollywood, I guess. Not to say that there's not bad actors in government, not to say that there's not very powerful people that would love to take over the world. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that there is no evidence whatsoever to conclude that Event 201 was some conspiracy to push COVID-19 out into the world. In fact, the fact that I can find it so easily, the fact that you can find this so easily, the fact that they want people to see this, well, it goes to indicate that this had nothing to do with conspiracy, or they'd be trying to hide it. If this was solid evidence that some world government knew about COVID-19, released that to the public, and they were running simulations before that, well, they'd fucking hide those simulations. And this leads me into a lot of misinformation and conspiracy theories that I've been hearing. Again, I woke up to this conspiracy theory this morning, and a lot of people are putting out that this was planned, that they knew about this, that they want this to happen. So let's just debunk some of the things people are saying. Alright, so one of the conspiracy theories is that in 2015, there was a patent put on COVID-19. This is blatantly false. It just did not happen. In 2015, there was a patent put on another strain of coronavirus for research purposes, trying to find a vaccine for that particular strain. COVID-19 didn't exist yet. Nobody put a patent on it. This is just a lie. Not to mention that we've known about coronavirus since the 60s. Everybody's flipping out. They see coronavirus on a bottle and you say, see, it was planned. No, we've known about coronavirus since the 60s. This is not new, and scientists have been screaming about pandemic for 20, 30 years. Another conspiracy theory is that COVID-19 comes from bats in a research facility in Wuhan, China. Now, there's a nugget of truth here, because there is a research facility that researches bats in Wuhan, China, and science believes that this disease originally came from bats. But there is no evidence for this. There was a paper written about it, but even that paper did not lay out any evidence and only laid it out as a possibility. It is a possibility, but there's no evidence for it, and you shouldn't portray it like there is. It's just speculation, it's just a possibility how this might have happened. And it is widely believed that a bat passed it on to another animal who then passed it on to a human. Alright, another popular conspiracy theory, you might have even seen this one floating around in my comments section, is that Wuhan is the place where they rolled out 5G internet, and there's a shit ton of conspiracy theories linked to 5G internet and disease. But there's no evidence linking 5G internet to COVID-19. Wuhan, China was one of the first cities in China to roll out 5G internet. But there is no evidence that is linked to COVID-19. And again, I remind you, COVID-19 is a new strain, but we've known about coronavirus for 30, 40 years. Alright, another bit of dangerous misinformation that's floating around is if you have runny nose or if you're coughing up phlegm, then you do not have coronavirus. This is just not true. It's not. Now, it's not a major symptom. Not everybody that has COVID-19 develops a runny nose or coughs up phlegm, but some do. And in fact, a third of patients that have been diagnosed with COVID-19 are coughing up phlegm. So this is just misinformation. You shouldn't listen to it. Alright, another dangerous bit of misinformation, one that affects me, is that children can't get COVID-19. Not true, children can get COVID-19. Now, it seems that children don't show very serious symptoms, and it does seem like it's harder for them to actually show symptoms, but children can get COVID-19. Children have died from COVID-19. Hundreds of cases all over the world of children having COVID-19. This is just blatantly not true. And even though they are showing less symptoms and it does seem to be less dangerous for them, they can be carriers and they can carry it and pass it off to other people, including elderly and high-risk people. This is very, very dangerous misinformation. And the last conspiracy theory that I want to deal with today is that scientists knew about COVID-19 and wrote a paper and called it Disease X. Again, nugget of truth, but no substance to this truth, and it's just misinformation. It's just a conspiracy theory. There was a paper written in 2018 that did refer to a disease X, but it was referring to any unknown disease, not COVID-19. COVID-19 didn't exist in 2018. Please stop being stupid. Alright, so I really hope that helped you. If you have been falling for any of this misinformation, please research it yourself. Don't take my word for it. But know the truth, and that's all I'm asking for you. Don't just automatically believe something because you see it on Facebook or your Uncle Joe is talking about it. Do the research. You should have plenty of time right now unless you're an essential employee. As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is A Raging Atheist on the Rage. If you like these videos, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share us on your social media, comment in the comment section below. Hit that bell so you're notified every single time we put out a new video and every time we have a new live stream. I'll see you soon.